Now scream queen with a million smiles. Catching all the love from around the world. Whoa. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? Shine your light in the darkest times. You make it bright, bright. Live stream dreams, we're all by your side, by your side. Keep on doing what you do, girl. You're one of a kind, one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're our live stream star. Keep rocking your show, no matter where you are.
Hey, Shelly from the block. Jersey girl with a mouth that won't stop, no more. Sassy, and I'm not afraid to show it. Gonna spill the tea, you better be ready for it. I speak my mind, no filter inside. Shelly's in the house, talking trash and truth. Trash and truth, no sugar-coated grooves. Jersey girl with something to say. Shelly's in the house, time to break the rules. From Bulls to the city, I'm the queen of cool. You can handle the heat, then take the high. Shelly's in the house, drop the mic.
Hey, Shelly in the house tonight. Living it up, feeling so right. Yeah. New Jersey girl, she's got that style. Live stream queen with a million smiles. Yeah, she know the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? It's time to make you bright. Live stream queens with a wayside. You're one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're a live stream star. Keep rocking the show no matter where you are.
Hey everybody, this is Shelly, your mouthy mama, talking trash and truth. This is Coffee and Chaos with T3. That's me. It is Thursday, July 11th, 2024. 3 minutes past the 12 o'clock hour at noon on the East Coast. It is rainy and icky outside here and damp and disgusting inside. So welcome. I'm wondering if anybody figured out what the title was. I know I wrote it a certain way, but it's Welcome to the Shit Show. Welcome to the Shit Show. I wasn't going to do a stream, but I haven't done one in a while. So I figured this is my normal time. So I'd just hop on, say hi, and then hop back off in a little bit. Looking out at the crowd, we got Nerd. Hey, y'all. Hi, Nerd. How are you? T-Rex pop-up showtime. This is actually my regular showtime. I haven't been doing the shows because I've been so busy with packing and throwing stuff out, and people are just not my wheelhouse right now. I have very limited energy to give. Even when I'm on with Winning, when I'm on one of his shows, I just kind of sit there, have a burst of energy, say a whole bunch of stuff, and then I'm quiet the rest of the time. And we got Wolfram, my man Wolfram, always there dropping links. I thought I'd trick you today. Because I went so late. I was like, he won't see it. That's all right. But no, there you are. Wipes his paws, lopes in, and howls. Ow. More like auga, but okay. And that's it. That's who I got here, which I'm very happy to have you guys because I'm freaking out today. It has been it's been a ride. I tell you, roller coaster doesn't even begin to describe how it is. And I'm gonna warn you, mentally, I'm not in a great place. I'm really not. I'm super emotional, super sensitive, super aggravated, and very much on the verge of cutting, crying, or just throwing the towel in because I'm so done. I'm so done. Katie is in Pennsylvania. She is with my mother and her husband in the new house. She's loving life right now. They're currently shopping for a walk-in shower that will fit in the bathroom that Katie and I will share. We have one of those bathrooms like they had on the Brady Bunch, the two rooms connected through the bathroom. So you can just walk through the bathroom to get to each other's room, which my mother intended for my daughter and my son to have one bedroom each and share that bathroom. And I was like, no. Like, I don't want my 17-year-old son having to share a bathroom with his 29-year-old sister. And it's easier to just outfit one bathroom for the handicap needs. And I take advantage of that. So I took a smaller room. So it is, whatever. Connor went there on Sunday. He had a great time. He was back by Monday night because apparently he missed me. And which is nice, but it's also nice to have quiet. He got there and immediately called me to tell me how awesomely huge his room is. His room is in the back of the house with the best view. Mine is in the front of the house with the view of, like the road and the front yard and the forest across the street, which will be nice. I don't know how I feel about facing the front of the house, but I don't know. I guess it's all right. I'll get used to it. I get used to anything. I've always lived in the back of the house, so being in the front will be different. They went around with he literally took me on FaceTime through the entire house and showed me every nook and cranny. He's very excited about it, but he couldn't wait to come home. Sunday was a nice little treat, though. My brother Jose stopped by because he was helping them move stuff out, and him and my mother's husband dumped this giant cabinet that I had in my hallway that I was using as like a pantry. And I needed to get rid of it so they can move furniture in and out of that hallway. So I wasn't keeping it because the dude that put it together for me, who was a friend of mine years ago, wasn't very good at it. So the doors wouldn't close right. I don't understand. Some men just can't put shit together. I don't have that problem, but he insisted on putting together like that cabinet and these 2 3-drawer sets. These dressers that I have in the living room that I was using as end tables. And all 3 pieces are falling apart. And I've only had them a couple years. They don't move a lot. I didn't have a lot in them, and they're just falling apart. I have bottoms falling out of drawers, and I have one dresser that the whole front just fell off. Like every single drawer front fell off because I don't know what the hell he did. All I know is every piece of furniture I've put together, and most of them I put together when I moved in 20 freaking years ago, they're all in perfect shape. I'm getting rid of them, but they're still in perfect shape. So there's a difference between following directions and not following directions. I don't think he followed directions. That or he just sucks, which I guess in retrospect he does. But yeah, my brother Jose showed up. My brother Jose is 10, 11, 12, around 14 years younger than me. And he's my favorite brother. I have 3, and he's my favorite. And he came in and he hadn't seen me in so long. And he's just this big, goofy, gompy fucker. And I adore him. I really do. Jose gives the best hugs in the world, bar none. Better even than my son. And he came in and he just made a beeline right for me. And he just wrapped himself around me. And he was like, I missed you. I missed you. And he's like shaking me and squeezing me. And I was like, oh, you missed me. And I punched him in the kidney. And he was like, oh. I was like, yeah, the fucking phone number's still the same. The address until like next month, still the same. Like I've been in the same place. Where have you been? And he was like, I know, life got busy. And, these fucking females, they drive me crazy. Because Jose is adorable. He's got good teeth, good hair. He's got good skin. He's got, that happy-go-lucky kind of attitude. And he's just a real sweet, dude. Not the most brave of the lot, but well, it's weird because out of my three brothers, the biggest one is Freddie. He's the biggest pushover. He really like Abuela ruined him. He's just the big mush. And I'm pissed at him right now. But anyway, Jose is the one in the middle, and he's also like the medium build. He's wide. He's got that, big linebacker, body that they all freaking have, including my son. And he's super, super sweet. He will kick your ass if it comes down to it, but with us girls, he's such a mush, such a mush. He just makes stupid decisions. And then you have Jeremy. Jeremy is the youngest. He's the absolute skinniest. He's not built like anybody because let's just say his parentage is questionable. So the baby daddy ain't the one that she said it was. And we all know that. He knows that now. But, he was raised as my mother's husband. And we all knew it wasn't true, but nobody cared because we loved the kids. So he just helped raise them. Jeremy is super, super skinny. Jay is really tall, really skinny, like stick thin. And he will put anybody down. He is the fighter of the group. He don't take no shit from nobody. He's always got something to say. He's got an opinion on everything. But he's also the most, man, let it go. Let it go. Like, he's the most streetwise of the three brothers. He's definitely the thug of the group. But he's also a sweetheart. Like, all three of my brothers are sweethearts. It's just, they're a little shungad. I'm pissed at Freddie though, because Freddie came here to accompany everybody to Pennsylvania. Not that he did a lot. He didn't come up to see me, which was kind of fucked up when he was right downstairs. And he spent the day, he spent that night with my brother Jose, my mother, her husband Fredo, Jose's girlfriend, my son, and my daughter. And he had quite a few questions for my son, which is fine. Ask the questions. He was supposed to be my son's godfather. And then I got into it with his wife, who didn't like the way I parent, and she can go fuck herself. But he made sure that they were all coming home on Monday instead of Tuesday. So because of him, everybody came home early. So now Connor is back home with me. Katie stayed there to keep my mother and Fredo company and, to move around and get out. And she's just so thrilled. But now that happened Sunday and Monday. Tuesday, my son comes out and says, I got a text from my dad. Okay. He's coming to see me tomorrow. I was like, okay. Mind you, he hasn't been here in 3 years, maybe 4. And I was like, all right, so just tell me what time and I'll have you up and, take a shower, get ready, whatever. Turns out Eddie's not coming on Wednesday. He's coming today. I get the text yesterday when he says, oh, I'm not coming today. I'm going to come on Thursday. He tells Connor this. Then he texts me, when are you moving to Ohio? Or wait, let me not get this wrong. Let me not get this illiterate fuck's message wrong. Here we go. Let's go back. Hey, did you guys leave to Ohio? This was yesterday. He sends me this. Mind you, hasn't sent me a text except to tell me things or order me to do things, in which case, fuck you, because you ain't my man. Then he has the nerve to ask me these backhanded questions. Hey, did you guys leave to Ohio? I said, nobody is moving to Ohio. Oh, no, I want to know if you guys went. I figured I ask you. Not, I can't. Anyway, I'm in a bitter mood, so be prepared. I said, we aren't moving to Ohio. Mom bought a house in Pennsylvania. We'll move there in the next month or so. My lease ends the end of August. Oh, okay. I said, Katie's there with mommy and Fredo, so I can pack up the apartment without her underfoot. Okay, cool. I'm going over there with Connor's sister tomorrow at noon. Now I'm going over there with Angie, that's Connor's sister, his half sister, tomorrow at noon. I just wanted to know, thanks. Not I wanted you to know, I wanted to know, thanks. Now that would tell me he's going to be here at noon. I said, all right, text me when you're an hour away so I make sure he's up and ready, and I'll send him down once you're actually here. Because for damn real, I don't want him up here. So at 11 o'clock, I'm waiting for this like text from him. Nothing. So I text him. I said, hey, you on your way? Oh, no, not yet. I'm picking Angie up in a half an hour. I said, okay, so what's your new ETA? Because I was like, don't lose your temper. Don't get nasty. Just be nice. All right. He said, no. I told you I was going at 12, around noon to be exact. I said, okay, so you'll be here at 12 or you're leaving at 12? Leaving. Okay, because it was a little confusing. He said, whatever. I was like, you know what? No problem. Thanks for clarifying. I did text Connor that I was leaving around 12 to 1. I thought he might have showed you. So I was like, you know what? Rather than let me like rip his head off, let me answer nice. And I put, LOL, ha ha ha. You expect a 17-year-old to share information with anybody. That's a good one. And I put the laughing face. And he was like, whatever. Now, see, you don't want to take this attitude when you're coming here. He doesn't know I'm sick. He doesn't know anything about anything that's going on because he don't ask. And honestly, it's not his friggin' business, but I would tell him if he asked. I'm just not going to volunteer the information. And my son knows better. But you're coming here out of nowhere. I got to change my schedule and my son's schedule to fit you. I'm being nice about it. My son don't even want to go. I'm making him go. Because I was like, if you don't want to see me after this, that's on you. But you're not 18 yet. Go out with your father. Be nice. Be kind. Let shit go. Don't say anything nasty. Don't have an attitude. But here's the thing. You're giving me attitude. And then you're coming here. He better hope he don't come upstairs. Because as long as he stays downstairs and picks my son up, we'll be all good. I will let shit go. But I know if I see him, if he shows up to my door and tries to come in my apartment, when he is not invited, after having an attitude with me, I'm going to wind up in jail. Or in the hospital, either one, because he's a big motherfucker. And if I punch him, he punches back. But I'm just saying, not really the tack to take. Really not the tack to take. So I'm kind of stressed out. And I just figured I'd jump on here and see what y'all were up to and say hi. T-Rex said hurricane leftovers? Huh? Liz, how you doing, honey? How you doing? She said, I'm here listening. Only because got to get my twins down for a nap. I'm here listening only because I got to get my twins down for a nap. No problem. I'm just happy that you're here. Hey, Elizabeth 3G, how you doing? Been a while. I know. It's been crazy here. It's been absolutely insane. Nerd said, how much do you have left to pack? A bit, because here's the thing. They were supposed to take all that stuff that I had in Katie's room because we've been packing up the living room and the hallway and all the closets and everything else. And we've been stacking the boxes in Katie's room because she was going with them, so she didn't need the room. Turns out they didn't get the right size truck, so nothing fit. So Katie had to pack a backpack, and she went, and she was happy that she was gone. I cried so bad, y'all. So bad. Because she didn't even, like, freaking hug me. Nothing. She left skid marks with the wheelchair going out the door. Like, literally left black marks on my linoleum. And just was gone. And then Connor left, and but he gave me a big hug and everything. You're gonna be all right. I'll have my phone. Go. I'll be fine. Because I didn't want them worrying about me. I don't like when my kids worry about me because they're kids. Granted, Katie's 29, Connor's going to be 18 in like 3 months, but I still, to me, they're kids. They don't need the burden of me. I try to keep them as carefree as I can. I know they both have, responsibilities. I've given them chores. They all have to do stuff. And they do. They give me a hard time sometimes, but they do it. So, I mean, they're not bereft of, responsibilities. However, I don't want them to worry about me. Care? Yes. Worry? No. And he was worried. She didn't give a shit. But the minute that door closed, I burst into tears. And then I ran around the house literally saying, free at last, because I was free at last. It was fucking dead quiet in here. Now, it's quiet now, but Connor's here. I can feel him in the apartment. When they weren't here, I could feel their absence. And I hate it. I really hated it. Because I'm good with being alone, but it was so different not having them here when I'm literally with them 24/7 for the past 3, 4, 5 years. Well, then at least 4 years. We've spent barely any time apart. So Katie needed to go. She loves it there, by the way. We have the front porch. She sits out on the front porch. She, watches everything around her. She's driving her grandfather crazy, and he's loving every minute of it because she just adores him. And she's making my mother scream over everything, which I think is fun. Anything that makes my mother go into conniption fits is always fun for me. But I felt the loss, and I look for her. I do. I wake up and I'm like, oh, I wonder what. Katie's in freaking Pennsylvania. God damn it. She shouldn't text me. Nothing. The only time she texts me is when my mother's trying to tell me something and I'm not understanding her because my mother's, teethity. And Katie will text me with the translation and I'm like, oh, that's what she wants. Okay. And then I tell her, you know what? Mind your business. Let your grandmother figure it out. Because yesterday we got into it over internet. Because I ordered the internet. Because that's what she told me to do. And then she yells at me that she wants cable. I was like, I'm not paying for cable. Nobody has cable anymore. You have the internet. I can't get it to work. Did you open the box yet? No. Then how can you say you didn't get it to work? So I was like, do me a favor. I can't do anything from 5 hours away. So calm your ass down. Give the box to your husband. Tell him to install it. All you have to do is plug it in and follow the directions. And leave me alone because I can't do nothing from here. If you want cable, you call them, you set it up, and you pay for it because I'm not paying for something I don't use. None of my kids watch cable. I just got rid of 3 cable boxes, which Cablevision wouldn't freaking take back. But it's whatever. So it's been such a shit show. I've had nothing left for anybody. Last night, I sat and cried with Winning for 2 hours. Him just babysitting me. It's okay. It's going to be okay. And I was just like, no, because I've been so low. The stress of just the up and down and the fear, because I don't trust my mother. I don't trust her. I don't trust her to be nice. I don't trust her to give me a secure place to live. I just don't trust her. And it's just landed on me now. How scared I am to live with her. Because she's just evil. She only thinks about herself and her husband. And I'm just wondering why she even wants to live together when she won't listen. But anyway. Let's see. So we got T-Rex said Shelly is FIN. Yes, I'm fine. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Yep, that's me. That's me. Nerd said, you got this, Shelly. You're so strong. I don't feel strong. I really don't. Elizabeth, I feel you've been ride for me these past months. I swear everybody's going through something right now. It's so weird. So many people have hit so many different lows and just chaotic times, and oh, it's terrible. In ya, out ya, all around you. How you doing, honey? I know I'm already 15 minutes behind, but I wouldn't be me if I wasn't behind in chat. How you doing, baby? I missed you guys, but I just haven't had it in me to do solo shows. Jumping onto Winning's channel is that takes nothing because he does most of the talking anyway. And even when I do talk, he just cuts me off. So it's like, and I mean that's fine. It's because I will ramble on. He knows he's got to jump in there or he ain't getting a word in. But I just haven't had anything good at all to talk about, and I still don't. But I'm a wreck, and I put way too much on Winning these last couple weeks to the point where he was like, "Oh, that week, okay," because he knows I'm like super hormonal this week, and I'm liable to cry and then yell and then curse him out and then apologize and then cry some more and then tell him go fuck himself and tell him, oh my God, you're my best friend. And it's just, I can't. I'm all over the place. And he knows it. He just, What do you want to do? Anything you want. I don't care. Like, just pick something. I don't care. But I've been putting him through it. So if you see Winning around, please be nice to him. Because without him, I don't know how I'd do this. He literally lets me lean on him for everything. So, Elizabeth said, I'm okay until it comes to court. I hate courts. When I tell you, going through this living room, this is where my son has deposited all his stuff over the years. God forbid it be in his room, which was my old room, which is huge. No, it's got to come out here where I sleep so that he can come out here. And that's another thing that's fucking with me, the sleep schedule. Because I try to fall asleep early, or I just fall asleep early. I've been falling asleep like between like 12 and 2, which for me is way early. But 6, 7, 8 o'clock, somebody's got to wake me up. When I went to sleep last night, when it was like, turn off your phone, like the world will go on. I promise you. That's not it, though. I turned the volume off on my phone, but I can hear the vibration when it goes off. And my mother likes to call and call and call and call and call with stupid shit. Call and call. And I'm just like, oh, I want to like what? Like, I just want to wring her neck. I swear to God. So my sleep is all off. I'm sleeping like 2 hours here, an hour here, an hour there. I just want to sleep. That's all I want. And my mother called me at 7:30 this morning. Your bed is here. I was like, already? She said, yeah, it was an early run. The guy said that he dropped it off on his way into town. Okay. So now my bed is there. She goes, do you want us to put it together? I said, well, who else is going to do it if not you? Like, you don't touch it, but I want your husband to put it together and put it together the right way, please. I'm in a place where I can move it because I know y'all aren't going to put it where I want it. Because I bought an adjustable bed. My mother's, talking about all this stuff she's buying. I was like, I need 3 things. I need a walk-in shower. I need a handicap toilet for Katie. And I need an adjustable bed for me. Since I took the smaller room, I can't get a full-size bed like I normally would. So I'm stuck with the, friggin' extra long twin. But it's adjustable. I got it from Nectar. It's a really nice bed. Really nice mattress. They didn't have the mattress that I bought and called me like 2 days later to tell me they didn't have it. And they were upgrading me for free, which was nice. So I get an even nicer mattress than the one that I bought. And I made my mother pay for it because I wasn't paying for it. And I bought the whole bundle. It comes with sheets and a pillow and like a whole bunch of stuff. So it's cute. It's got like the under the bed lighting. It's got USB ports. It's a really firm adjustable bed, but it's single and I don't know if I'll have it in a corner or whatever, but I'll figure that out when I get there. They also told my ex, Billy, that they were moving. And Billy's question was, "Oh, you're gonna leave Michelle?" No, we're taking Shelly and the kids with us. He was not happy. So I'm sure I'll get that knock on the door at any time. My mother got a phone call from her management office yesterday for where she used to live. "Did you move out?" She was like, "Not really." "Yes, but not really. Like our stuff is still there." They were like, "Well, you know what? You do have to pay your rent through the end of your lease, which is November. It's up in November. But you can just drop off the keys and we'll take care of everything. You don't have to stay in the apartment that whole time." She said, "You want me to empty my apartment so that you could take it over and fix it and rent it out and get double rent for that apartment? Fuck you." She was like, "I'll stay there as long as I want to stay there." These people got some nerve. Some freaking, "Oh, you don't have to stay Bafangle." I was like, see there, I would literally leave like one lamp in the middle of the fucking floor turned on 24/7 and just not be there, just to be a bitch. Because she don't pay for electric. Not in that place. They pay the electric. I would run every outlet in the house 24/7 just to be a bitch. There is an upside though. My mother was like, "Oh, I decided no more fish." You guys don't understand. My mother has huge fish tanks. Huge. She breeds fish, like angel fish and stuff like that. So she's got multiple tanks for like, the babies. And then at this stage, because apparently fish have stages. Did you know that? I didn't know that. And she's got all these different things. And she's got like the shark tank because she's got like a bunch of little sharks. And she gave them all away, which is nice because I didn't understand. Like I was thinking about it. I was like, I have cats. We're getting dogs. She's got all these fucking fish tanks. I don't see that going well. So she got rid of the fish tanks. So that's like, yay. So instead of fish tanks, we're going to have rabbits. Yeah. Chickens, ducks, rabbits, cats, and dogs. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'll be in heaven. Don't get me wrong. But good Lord, that's a lot of animals. And she's going to have me and my kids, which is like, hey. Anya said, "One of my bros shares a name with Darth, first and middle." Oh, that's awesome. Elizabeth said, "So lovely. My brothers are there for me also." Yeah, my brothers can be real stand-up guys. Jose, like I said, Jose is my favorite. Jeremy's going through some stuff right now. But Freddie, now the reason I'm pissed at Freddie is I got that text from Eddie. Who told him I was moving? You see, Eddie and Freddie grew up together. They're first cousins, and they've been best friends since literally the day they were born. Their birthdays are just 2 months apart. Same year, everything. So everything they did together. If it wasn't for Freddie bringing Eddie here right after a blizzard, after I hadn't seen him for 10 years, I would have never conceived my son. So I guess I have him to thank for that. Thank you, little brother. But he ran as soon as he realized that nobody knew I was moving, including him. He ran to Eddie and told him. And that really pisses me off because who are you to talk about me? I hate when people talk about me. It bothers me something terrible. It shouldn't, but it does. And the fact that he went behind my back and ran to Eddie like, "Oh, I got a secret about Michelle." Like, really? Where's your fucking loyalty? What has he ever done for you? Ever? What has he ever done for your nephew? What has he ever done for anybody except himself? But it's all right. Turn your back on your sister. Go ahead, go behind my back, tell him my business. And then when I see you, I will punch you in your face. You let your wife do it, you might as well let me do it too. I've been around longer. But yeah, we have a very fucked up family dynamic going on right now. And it's going to be a little bumpy until everything gets put out in the open and we air all our grievances or whatever. It was wild to learn that effort. I bet it. Yeah, I bet makes you look at Darth a different way, huh? Outpost said, with all of us going through so much in this crazy time, we should and need to be relying on each other for support, both in life and YouTube. Yeah, I can't really people. This is gonna take a lot out of me, this stream right here, and it's nothing. Like it's gonna be probably an hour and I'll be done because I just miss you guys. I wanted to say hi, but I don't want to sit here and just cry for hours because I will, and I don't want to. And yeah, it's going. And I've been MIA for a bit too. My husband's grandfather passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. Aw, my condolences. So we had family in town. Oof. And then his cousin brought a really bad cold down here, and I caught it. Of course you did. Of course you did. Because that's what families do. They share their germs. I'm sorry to hear about your husband's grandpa. I hope he lived a long and full life, and I hope he went peacefully. Um, please pass on my condolences to your husband. It's never easy losing somebody. My heart goes out to you. It does. Cool Gamer said, "Hi, hey, Cool Gamer, what's up? How you doing?" Well, from be nice to winning, that's not in my pay grade. Yeah, well, he's been good to me. He's always good to me. And I kind of hit him with a lot yesterday because I wasn't in the best place mentally when the kids left, and I shared the fact that I thought that would be a really good time to check out when we weren't here. And I was so low. I had it all planned out in my head. And then I couldn't. And he didn't know that until yesterday. Because like I said, I could talk for hours and not tell you a fucking thing. And I don't volunteer my deepest thoughts. I don't volunteer the dark stuff. And I did. I had it all planned out. And then my son called me and he FaceTimed me, and all I could think was, oh my God, he'd be the one to find you, and I couldn't do it. But the thought was there, and I was so close. I'm so tired, y'all. I'm so tired. It's not even sleepy tired. I am tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of struggling and fighting and not getting anywhere. And I'm tired of hurting. It hurts so much. I'm usually so good about just, grit your teeth and just push through the pain. It'll ebb away. It'll be fine. It'll get better. But it never gets better because I'm still here and I'm still stuck, and my mother has been driving me crazy. You have no idea how bad that woman is for my head. And I know he didn't expect me to say that, but I wanted him to know because it would hold me accountable. If I kept it to myself, then the likelihood of me trying to plan it again is higher. And that's what he was stuck with yesterday. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. All right. I didn't want you to hear the ickiness of me blowing my nose because it's gross. But yeah, but it's so funny because it's all I thought about on Sunday once they left, and I didn't like Winning didn't give me any time to like do anything about it. He made me stay on the phone, just talking, 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 talking until we did our show, and then he hit me with the Smokey the Bandit doubleheader, which did a lot to cheer me up. And then after that, I was just so wrung out from the whole day. I didn't have the energy to go through with anything. And, you know, after talking to Connor and everything else, it was just like, ugh, forget it. Actually, I talked to Connor later than that, but that night they had went drinking and like it was funny. My son didn't drink, obviously, but they all went to eat. They were sending me pictures, and Katie had a nice daiquiri, a strawberry daiquiri. And everybody was afraid I was going to be mad. I was like, why would I be mad? She's fucking 29 years old. She can have a drink. And I talked to him again on Monday, and he was like, I'm coming home. I was like, oh my God, what happened? No, I'm coming home. So all my plans for Monday went out the window, too. I'm here. I can't say I'm better, but that part did pass a bit. It kind of resurged yesterday, but again, Winning was there. My thoughts get so dark. So dark. Do you guys know what it's like to wake up and just think everybody would be so much better if you just weren't here? I don't want to be a burden to anybody. I don't want to be caged up either. I miss my freedom. I miss just going. I feel trapped in this life. And I keep telling myself, you've been through harder, you'll be fine. But I don't think personally I've been through harder, not as an adult. I've been through harder with my kids, but I had to be strong for them. I had to take care of them. And that's just it. I'm always taking care of everybody. And when I need it, there's nobody there. I'm a bother. I get the attitude. Like if I say, hey, can you do this? Michelle, do I have to? I mean, I'm busy. Everybody's got an excuse. I never had an excuse when somebody needed me. I fucking went through fire for people and they just did nothing in return. And I'm so tired of always being there for everybody. And it doesn't get returned. I told Winning, I said, it's like trying to ladle soup for people out of an empty pot. They just take and take and take, and I give and give and give, and I got nothing left to give, and nobody's refilling the pot. You know, nobody's coming back to the table and saying, hey, it's my turn to host, or let me do this. I spent my whole life alone. You know, I was always the breadwinner, the head of the house. I carried the burden of the whole family. You know, I paid all the bills. I met all the needs. I cooked all the meals. I took them to whatever activity they had. My brothers and sisters, if they had problems, they always came to me and I never told their secrets. Stupid little shit, yeah, but like the big stuff, they're like their shames and their like secrets, I never told them and I never will. I've always been there for my mother. I've always been nice to her husband, even though he was not nice to me for many, many, many years. But I never felt alone. I never felt abandoned. And they make me feel abandoned. How do you feel completely alone in a room full of people? Because you know they don't care. My mother doesn't care. She's going through the motions. This is her, last ditch effort to get into heaven before she dies. But why am I not worth anything to these people? I told Winning I'm gonna go back to being that horrible, vindictive bitch that I was before, because at least then I didn't feel anything. That's how people get mean, when they run out of kindness, when they've just taken way too many hits and everybody around them has let them down in such a huge way. That's how they become mean. Because they just give up on being kind because it's not worth it. This is what I didn't want to do. Come on here and just word vomit all over you guys. Evelyn, hey, how you doing, honey? Sorry that you came to a shit show stream, but I did say welcome to the shit show. That's what that says. Welcome to the shit show. I just wrote it backwards. Outpost nerd, you need to renegotiate your contract for that, Wolfram. Wolfram doesn't have to be nice to Winning. He does it just because that's who Wolfram is. He's not going to do it for me. He's going to do it for him. Thomas Anderson, what's up? No, turn on the AC as low as it'll go and then open all the windows. A little phrase that keeps the AC running full blast. You are diabolical. That is a damn good idea. I'm going to tell my mother's husband to do that. Absolutely. And they have the wall air conditioners. They're old as hell. They're not energy efficient at all. That'll be quite the bill. Gutters Pub, what's up, babe? How you doing? Evelyn, well, you can cry if you need to. I'm listening. I've missed you. Thank you, sweetie. And the tears, here they are. Tons of tears. Tons of runny nose and everything. And yeah, thank you. He did go peacefully. He's now with his wife and son. Aw. It was a mostly happy visit reunion. Oh, honey. Oh, I'm glad for that. I always feel bad when people pass, but there's a part of me that it's weird. I feel happy for the person who passes, because when they're old like that, like when they're old and they lived a whole life and they're missing people that they spent their whole lives with. I imagine them, like floating up to heaven and the people that they love that love them are waiting for them at the gate with open arms and just so happy to see them. I mean, that's what I want. When I go, I hope daddy's there and grandma's there and the dogs and my baby. That's all I want. I don't really care about anybody else. I just want grandma and daddy and the dogs and my babies. That's it. That's all I want. I know my sister won't be there because she's with me all the time. And yet, still feel alone. But yeah, my idea of heaven is the people I've loved and lost. That's where they'll be. And they'll be happy to see me. I know Daddy and Grandma will be. And Chance. Chance would definitely be happy. My little coyote. I laugh every time Winnie says he hates coyotes. I'm like, now. He's like, coyotes are assholes. He's like, except for that one. He always gives that little caveat. Except for that one. And I appreciate that. Oh, I got hugs from Wolfram. Thank you. Puffer, what's up? Oh, thank you. Goddess Bobo Shell, honey, you're so love, sweetheart. I wish I could get better. I appreciate that. I do. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming, because this is what happens. I can't talk and hold back the emotion. I feel like I'm a tinderbox just waiting for one little spark, and I don't know if it's going to be emotion, anger, like, I mean, emotion isn't anger, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to work through it, but I don't understand what's getting to me so much. I'm the girl who can handle anything. You know, I'm great under pressure. And I feel so weak right now because I feel useless. I'm so used to taking care of everything and everybody. I'm ashamed that I need help. I'm actually ashamed of it. How do you go from being this take charge, take care of everybody, always got everything, all my ducks in a row, and I have money, and I got a clean house, and I'm good at cooking and baking, and I'm doing this and doing that, and I was always active, and now I'm just not. It's not fair. It's not fair what that fucking shot did to my body, to my brain. When I can't remember names. I forget words. Me with the big brain pan. And it's freaking me out that I kept this secret for so long. You realize nobody in my family, other than my mother, knew I was sick? None of them knew I wasn't working. None of them knew that my kids, were home with me, that I hadn't left the house in 2 years except to go to the hospital. None of them knew because it wasn't their fucking business. Because I didn't want to be vulnerable, because I know most of them are vultures. And now they all know. Or they will soon all know. Because if Freddie and Eddie are good for one thing, it's being big mouths. And I just know the wave of bullshit that's going to be headed my way. And I don't want to talk to any of them. I don't want to know any of them. I don't want to explain myself to anybody. And I don't want to be judged. These are some judgy fucking people. And their go to default mode is to mock everything in the really meanest way possible. It doesn't matter that you're family, they're horrible. And with her moving and me almost moving, like the thought of leaving this apartment to go live somewhere fills me with panic. Fills me with anxiety. I'm excited about it, but I'm also terrified. Because I don't trust my mother. The woman's thrown me out of the house twice for her husband. Why would I think this would be any different? She always finds a way to screw me over. And I'm sure she'll revert to form very soon. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. But what are we going to do, right? You got to move forward. I just didn't want to move forward anymore. I didn't want to take the chance. But then I didn't want my son to find me. Because I couldn't do that to him. And I think part of him was worried. Because when he came home, he would not leave me alone. He bounced in that door. And in the last 2 days, he'd been giving me nothing but attitude. So it's like, fuck, man. But that was more because of his father. Because his father aggravates him. We got into a big fight over it. He was like, I don't want to see him. I don't want to talk to him. I was like, you be nice. You get one father. You're not 18 yet. Go see him. If you decide later you don't want to talk to him, then don't talk to him. But don't do this now. Don't do it right before we move. Don't put that out there. Just get along. Go along to get along. That's all I want right now. I want as few bumps and bruises, as possible. Well, from That's a Lie, Shelley, everybody would be worse off without you. That's not true. It's a beautiful thing to say. Thank you, but I wish I could believe it. I do. Evelyn, I struggle with this all the time. I stay focused on the small things. I have go of me right in that second. I would hate it if you left us. I don't want to leave, but I don't want to be here either. And I can't have it both ways, so I got to choose one, and I won't leave my kids. So thoughts are what I had. The scary part was that I got to the planning stage. And I knew it from the beginning. Well, no, the middle of last week, I knew what the plan was. And I purposely packed up all my meds. I put them in bags, put them in boxes, put the boxes in bins, and I taped the bins. And they were supposed to go with them to the new house. This way, I figured, all right, I'm trying to shoot myself in the foot by getting rid of everything when I'm going to be alone. So what did they do? They didn't take the stuff because it didn't fit in the van, in the box truck. And they left me with everything right there. So as soon as I got done running from room to room and crying and whatever, I laid down on my son's bed because he wasn't there. It's my old bed. and I called winning. And I didn't let on how bad it was. But he kept me on the phone. And then he did the double feature, which really cheered me up quite a bit. And then I was so exhausted, I just fell asleep. He was like, go to bed. I got all insulted. He was like, go to bed. I was like, fine, you don't want to. He was like, you're falling asleep, you're snoring. I was like, I was not. And I might have been a little. He was like, go to bed. And of course, the minute he said, go to bed, I woke up. Because that's me. But I did. I went back to sleep for a couple hours. It's just sleep is not my friend right now. So it makes everything worse. And my hormones are crazy. So it's a shit week. But I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. I just needed to talk it out, I guess. People don't realize how hard it gets, to make it day to day and try to keep pushing yourself, keep going. I give people credit for doing it, and I'm going to keep trying to do it. But the only thing really keep me here is I don't want my kids to suffer. Everybody else would forget. This world, people pass through so quick. Everybody just moves on. But when it's your kids, they don't move on. I got to keep that in mind. I would hate it if you left us. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I do. And you said Wolf is right. Everybody would be worse off. I miss you. I'm so sorry you hurt. Thank you, honey. Thank you. P digits. There's a sacredness in tears. They are not a mark of weakness, but of power. They speak more eloquently than 10,000 tongues. They are the messengers of overwhelming grief, of deep contrition, and of unspeakable love. Washington Irving. That was very beautiful. Thank you, P. Digits. Tears, I feel like they're the outlet for pain. You all know I used to self-harm all the time because that was how I dealt with pain, internal pain, because I could see it. I could control it. I could inflict a little or a lot of pain, but it was within my control. There was an action, there was a consequence, and then there was healing. And I could see it physically play out right in front of me. I could orchestrate it, I could control it. But that's not healthy either. So now rather than cut, I cry. Because now I feel everything. I went decades without feeling anything because I had to function. I had to turn every emotion off. And now I feel all the emotions, all of them, and I hate them all. But it is what it is. This is the Crying Channel. This is where people come to vent and feel better. And I've had so many changes in the last couple months. Things that affected me deeper than anybody would have imagined. But I don't talk about them. Those are my issues. And I don't like when people know they can hurt me. So I don't volunteer that kind of information. but it's inside and it festers and it hurts. And then it becomes overwhelming and then you can't stop crying. Everything makes you tear up. Deep contrition. I'm always sorry for something. I apologize for basically everything all the fucking time. If I miss a phone call, I feel bad. Why do I feel bad? Nobody owns my time but me. But I apologize for I'm not there for them at the moment they needed me, the moment they wanted me there. I feel obligated to jump through hoops to please everybody. Taking care of everybody and taking care of myself just feels selfish. And that's stupid. Taking care of myself feels selfish. Caring about myself feels selfish. Because who the fuck am I? Gotta put everybody else first. So what if I gotta lose sleep? So what if I'm broke? So what if I won't demand what I give in return? It's easy to brush me aside because I let you. Not you guys in particular. You know what I mean. I don't hold on anymore to people. I used to. I used to fight tooth and nail to keep people in my life. I don't do that anymore. If I feel like somebody's pulling away, I just let them go. I don't even tell them that I could see it. Bye. It's funny how easily I let go now. I mean, if somebody don't want to be in your life, don't keep them there. Evelyn said, absolutely my favorite shit show. I'm glad you feel that way, honey. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. T-Rex with his hearts. Oh, you know what? I need a little.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
That was for last because I know she loves that one. I love this one. And then you got my hun, my other hun.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
And my mantra.
All I do is win, no matter what.
I really love that clip. And the fact that it really annoys Darth is just, the cherry on top. Evelyn said, well, stay and find your small things and hold on to that. You got me crying. Hugs girl. I'm sorry I made you cry, but I did warn that this was a shit show. And it was going to be a shit show. And I didn't really expect anybody to show up with all the trials going on, which are crazy, by the way. Absolutely insane. Winning and I watched Nick's stream till like 3 a.m. Granted, he was funny. He gave some good commentary on the Alec Baldwin trial. I was too busy watching everybody behind Alec Baldwin, like his brother. and the tranny that was next to him. And then the one next to, I'm sorry, I got a combination of the hiccups and heartburn, which are not fun. If you watch the Baldwin trial and you saw his brother behind him, if you look just to the left of his brother, tell me that didn't look like a female Runkle. Swear to God, it looked like Runkle of the Bailey. I was like, oh my God, look, it's Runkle. And then in the back, there's a bald dude with like a facial hair thing going on. I don't know if it's a goatee or what the fuck it's called, but he looked like Vladimir Lenin. I swear to God, I was like, oh my God, look, Lenin went to the goddamn court proceeding. We were having so much fun just watching that, making fun of people and just teasing. That whole trial is such a shit show. And it just started. I'm like, all this for this. They're bitching about him. Do I think that he was wrong for doing what he did? Yes. Do I think he thought that was going to happen? No. Do accidents happen? Yes. Pretty much the same thing happened on the set of The Crow, which, by the way, did you know Brandon Lee died 30 years ago? He died on my birthday, by the way. Him and Selena. But, yeah, he died 30 years ago. It does not feel like it's been 30 years since The Crow came out. It really doesn't. But that's how he went. There was actually, it wasn't a real bullet that was in the gun. There was a bullet casing in the gun, and they didn't know it. It was jammed in there, and when they put the dummies in and fired, it propelled the gun shell out, and that's what killed him. So it wasn't even like a bullet, but it wasn't a whole bullet. It was just like remnants of a bullet, and that's how he died. But the dude, I think his last name was Massey. He didn't get charged for any of it. Like it was an accident. It just, somebody got charged for something. I forget who, but it wasn't him. And I know that even like the last interview that he gave that I saw, he was still decades later fucked up from it. And he said it's not something you ever get over. And that's the thing. I think people are taking umbrage with the fact that Alec Baldwin is not showing any kind of remorse or guilt. I mean, you might not have intended to take this person's life, but you did. And a little bit of humbleness and a little bit of regret and, sorrow goes a long way. And I don't see it from him. And I think that's why they decided to finally go after him, because fuck it. Like, if you're going to be a dick about it, we're going to be a dick about it. But we watched that and then I fell asleep. Inhumer. Snot, on the other hand, is like Slimer on the Ghostbusters. Bitch. Oh, you made me laugh, though. Good job. Daisy. How you doing, Daisy? National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Eddie. And here's our pride and joy. Snots. P-digits. I have fun watching that around Christmas on Watch Party. We all watch it together. Inhumers. I should have said Snot, on the other hand, is like a warm embrace from Slimer on Ghostbusters. Made it more poetic. Absolutely. You are the poet laureate of Talking Trash and Truth's channel. There you go. That's your job now. Now you have to make everything poetic. Those are the rules. Do it once, you gotta do it forever. And you said, I ugly cry and boo-hoo sound like a siren or maybe a whale. You could have done voiceovers for Finding Nemo. I do. I ugly cry sometimes. Most of the time, you can't tell by looking at me that I'm crying, because you won't, like, my face won't change. The tears just start. I'll be in the middle of saying something, and all of a sudden I'm crying. I just keep talking. And Connor will be like, "You're crying." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Just ignore it." Oh, I just have a lot of emotion and some of it leaks out through my eyes. That's the way I look at it. Don't worry about it. I feel fine. I'm good. Just, I'm easily affected. All those years of being apathetic really caught up to me. But there was a reason why I turned off my emotions for years, because I didn't trust myself to start crying and be able to stop. True to form, once I start crying, I can't stop for long. Stupid shit makes me cry. Oh my God. We watched The Acolyte the other day and I cried just out of frustration because they are killing that show. I hate that show. I hate it. I hate what they did to the Jedi. The fact that, I don't even want to talk about it. But it's so bad. It's not even just that the writing is bad and the plot holes are ginormous, but the fact that they turned the Jedi into this horrible thing, bro, you just took something that I've been a fan of for 47 years and tried to make me hate them. You're demolishing every image I had of them, and that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Num num guzzle. Nice. SNL was so good back then. Yep. It was really good. Sometimes annoying Darth is fun as fuck. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I love to annoy Darth. He's funny. Get him riled up and then just stop talking and he don't know what to do. Then he gets really mad. Inya, the more he has to drink, the less fun it gets. Yes, that's true. But I haven't seen him around in like forever. It's been a couple weeks at least. Evelyn, I was watching Good Logic and see you was actually on. So there's that. I'd rather your shit show to that. Oh, you saw me on. Aw, thank you, honey. Yeah, that whole trial is a pain in the ass. And it's going to be. The Karen Reed trial, it was ridiculous. I'm very into the whole Young Thug trial and watching that shit show happen. I spend a lot of time listening to the lead attorney and AV to the Seventh Power because I really enjoy their commentary. And their chat is funny as hell. Those people go in. And his support is ridiculous. But I mean, he said something yesterday. Well, no, he said it the day before, and I heard it yesterday because I had time to listen yesterday. He said when he did his YouTube channel, the first couple years, he would do a live stream where he's answering questions, like legal questions, for free. And he would only have like 3 or 4 people, and he'd be in the middle of answering questions. He'd look up and there'd be nobody. And it would hit him basically, like a kick to the gut that, oh my God, I'm talking, there's nobody here. And he would have to fake it and keep answering questions that nobody was asking to pretend like somebody was there for anybody who came back to rewatch. And it was really, really upsetting to him. It was very demoralizing. It robbed him of any motivation he had. And he had a couple supporters, like I have you guys, who really pushed him to keep going. And eventually he hit his stride, and he's super successful and happy now. But it's so difficult now with the way YouTube is, with the way they just fuck with you nonstop. I can't do half the shit that I want to because of their stupid auto bot copyright crap. So it's like, as it is, I don't use the words they want me to use because I refuse to say things like I was raped. You're not going to minimize my fucking trauma. I won't stand for that. But when he said that helped. It did. Because I realized it's not just me. It's not just winning. There's a lot of people out there with good content who put their hearts into everything and they work hard and they just don't get anywhere because it's just working against them. And you just got to keep going. You got to outlast the ones who want to put you down. And maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I've created 2 other channels besides this one that I plan on diving headfirst into once we move. But I won't start them until I'm settled. They're all set up and everything, but they're not going to be live channels. They're going to be video channels. And here's a hint: they're both going to be religious in nature. So, because I need an outlet just for that, so I created one. I created 2 actually for very different purposes. But now I got to work on learning AI and how to make AI videos to go with them. And it's probably not going to be my voice because I don't want people knowing it's me. And I do have a very distinctive voice. So I'm pretty sure all of you could click into something and be like, yeah, I wonder what this is. You'll hear my voice be like, oh my God, that's Shelly. What? This isn't her channel. How the hell is that Shelly? So yeah, now I'm going to have to use an AI voice, or I don't know. When I have a soundboard to disguise my voice, but I never hooked it up. Maybe once I move, maybe I'll use that. I don't know. I have ideas for other channels just for revenue, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Daisy Williams, doesn't that woman that got shot or her husband have some kind of link to Anne Hetch dying, exposing Hollywood? I don't know. I don't know the whole like story behind it. I only have bits and pieces. Like I remember seeing the interview with Jensen Ackles where he said, he basically said every actor knows you don't, well, not every actor. I don't think he said that. He said everybody who handles a gun knows you don't point it at anybody and fire a shot. If you're going to test all the rounds, you're going to do it to the ground. You don't do it up in the air. You don't do it pointed at somebody. You do it down and away, and in the clear. And he was explaining that. And that's basically all that I knew was that, they were saying he just whipped the thing out and he had his finger on the trigger. And I was thinking, okay, but he's in a movie. When in her opening statements, the prosecutor was like, you never in the workplace. Okay, but it's a movie. We wouldn't go to see a Western where they're, put your hands up, I got you and whatever. And they point the gun like all the way away from the villain. Like that, how does that work? Like, let me point it, off to the left and pull the trigger and boom, you're dead. No, like you point the gun at the villain in the movie, boom, boom, down you go. That's what they do. I mean, it's not like he could avoid that. And for that shot, apparently he was supposed to do it directly to the camera. And that's what he did. And she was basically like leaning over, like right in front of the fucking camera. And she got hit. And so did somebody else. It's unfortunate. It's sad. I wish it had never happened, but I don't think he's guilty of manslaughter. Because you have to have intent. And I don't think he woke up that day and said, hey, I'm going to go kill somebody today. I think he's just an asshole. I think he's got an ego and he does what he wants because he's who he is. And that's about it. Unfortunately, though, it's not illegal to be an asshole. It's not illegal to be an egomaniac. It's not illegal to be spoiled. And they're trying to make it into something bigger. And I just think it's stupid. I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. And it's not going to bring anybody back. So what are you doing? Who's that going to make feel better? It's really not going to make her family feel better. It's not. They might think it would, but I guarantee it won't. Because nothing's going to bridge that pain. Nothing's going to heal that but time. Working through it. And you said I'm being harassed because of overripe strawberries? Why? Why are you being harassed over overripe strawberries? Overripe strawberries are great. You throw a little bit of sugar on them, put them in the refrigerator for like an hour or two. Take them out, you got all that strawberry sugar juice in the bottom. Whip it up. Oh, great. Here's a text from Eddie. I'm 1 hour away. Fucking awesome. At least he listened and followed directions. So there's that. How dare I put those in his bowl, bruh? You're funny. Were they squishy? Because I don't love squishy strawberries. I really don't. I kind of like them a little tart. And covered in chocolate. Best strawberries are covered in dark chocolate. Oh, good God. When I make those, I cover them. I dip them first in the milk chocolate. I let that cool and harden. Then I dip them in the dark chocolate. And then I drizzle lines of white chocolate over them. Oh my goodness, they're so good. Sometimes I'll add like a like caramel and just like do a little caramel drizzle. But like homemade caramel so that it hardens. You just cook it a little bit longer and then it'll harden. But oh my God, so good. Thomas, actually, if he had shown regret, it would probably have seemed fake too, considering that's what he does is act. Yeah, I don't feel he's that good of an actor, though. I never did. I liked him in Beetlejuice. That was pretty much it. Everything else, he comes off as the same freaking character every time. Every time. The fact that that lawyer kept saying he was the Rust or whatever. No, he wasn't. He was still Alec Baldwin. He was playing somebody, and he's not even a method actor. So it's not like he was walking around like, like Jared Leto does, completely like absorbing that character and being him 24/7. Like that's what method actors do. He doesn't do that. He shows up, does a little thing, goes home. And I love how they say, well, he was new to the set. Shut up. He's been on so many sets. It's ridiculous. And then the lawyer fucked up the movie titles that he was trying to say. Instead of saying like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, he was like Butch and Sundance, Butch and the Sundance. I was like, Butch and the Sundance. Like, what movie did you watch? So it would seem like he was just acting remorseful and not really. Yeah. I still want to know who brought the rounds and check the ones brought versus the casing of the one that killed and maimed them. Make sure they're from the same batch. I mean, that's the thing. Like, did somebody do it maliciously and slip them in? Or was it just a fuck up at the prop warehouse, in the prop truck, on the prop cart? If they had a little shooting range where they were shooting rounds off outside, did somebody accidentally have live rounds in their pocket and they made their way into the props and stuff? Like, yeah, I would love to know that, but I don't think we're ever gonna. These people don't strike me as being able to like tell the difference between scratching their butt and winding their watch or wind their butt and scratch their watch. Like they don't seem very with it yet, but I guess we'll see. Good as pub. The little twit armorist is the one accountable. However, I was taught regardless, when you pick up a firearm, you check to make sure it's not loaded with live ammo. Alec, you're an idiot for not checking. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he was malicious. I think he was just stupid. Because with his ego, he's used to just doing whatever the hell he wants. I mean, look, he was abusive towards his ex-wife. He was abusive towards his daughter, verbally at least. He's been a shithead to most of the people he knows, and he's always gotten away with it. So why would he think he'd be held accountable for this? Why would he think, I have to follow the rules like everybody else, when he never did it before? And who's responsible for that? The assholes who left him unchecked for all these decades that he's been doing the same thing over and over and over. That's the problem with these goddamn celebrities. They think they can do whatever they want because they've been told, do whatever you want. You're a celebrity. The world is your oyster. No, the world does not revolve around you. We pay you to be entertained. And for some reason, we put them up on this pedestal and we listen to their opinions and shit like they're experts in anything. They're retards. Half these people didn't finish high school. And we're taking like political advice from them, environmental advice from them. They're not experts in anything. They may have played an expert, but that's about it. They don't know shit. But they get out there, oh, I'm for da-da-da. I don't care what you're for. Go back to your mansion and shut the fuck up. When I want a titty shot, I'll call you. When I want to know about like the real world, I'll actually look into it and do some research and not just get up on a soapbox because I have a platform where people listen to me and somebody's going to pay me to say something. That's the whole thing. Why listen to celebrities? They get paid to lie to you. That's their job. Acting is lying. It's playing pretend, which is technically lying. And they get paid better the better they lie. So if you have a huge celebrity that makes tons of freaking money, they're uber fucking famous, that's the one I'm going to believe the fucking least. Because you're the best liar of the group. And you've proven it with Emmys and Oscars. Like they give you awards for being the best liar in the group. Go fuck yourself. Fucking that Mark Ruffalo, when he starts about the environment and oh, Trump this and Trump that, do me a favor, shut up and go Hulk out. Like you literally get paid to go smash. Shut up. Aggravate me with that bullshit. And it sounds like some veiled rude stuff. My other channels, we shall see. I have a lot of religious questions that I want to examine and research and get other people's opinions on. If I do any lives on those, it'll be with a very specific goal in mind. Like, I mean, I would do a live on those probably if I could get Joe to like sound off from his side or explain stuff that I don't quite understand. And regardless of how much I look through things and research them, sometimes you need to talk to somebody who's living that life to actually get the nuances that you're missing in text. You know, it's one thing to read that they have like 400,000 freaking rules they got to follow. It's another to have a conversation with somebody about how those rules are taught to them. How early does it start? How incorporated into your life are they? How difficult are they? How would you think your life would be different if you didn't follow those rules? What are the consequences of not following those rules? Like you can't get that just by reading it somewhere. I want to have conversations about stuff like that. And I mean, I've had so many conversations with Joe. It's funny because you wouldn't think that I have, but I have. And I would love to talk to him about that stuff on the other channel, but I can't do it here. This is not the platform. This is not the channel for that. And I have a lot of questions. There's so much left to learn. And you guys know me. I love to learn stuff. Like, I don't feel like it's a good day unless I've learned at least one thing. At least. Thomas Anderson. Oh, but what I told Winning brought up the veiled rude. And I said, nah, I said that those channels will be about unveiling the rudes. I said, I veiled them all now. Once I move, I'm going to just be whipping those veils off like crazy. Thomas said, because if they are, the person bringing them on is responsible. And if not, they have to question how they got them into his possession and all that. If so, then it could also be that he did it on purpose with intending to frame it as an accident. I don't think he's that malicious. I don't think he's a mean person. I just think he's a spoiled idiot. He's a spoiled elitist. Like, that's what he is. But I don't think that he was like, oh, let me just go shoot somebody today. Like, I mean, with the people that have pissed him off in his life, for him to take it out on like somebody on set who's done really nothing to him, it's a little far-fetched. Like if he went nutty and went postal on like his ex-wife, like Kim Basinger or whatever, I could see it. I don't want it, just to be clear. I'm just saying that is I could see him doing a crime of passion. I can't really see him planning something like that out because the man he's his own fucking dumpster fire. He's a big old hot mess. So like I don't have any faith in his planning abilities. He looks like he couldn't plan his way out of a wet paper bag. He did his Disney has ruined Star Wars and Marvel. I concur, but I still love them. I don't love Disney. I love Star Wars and I love Marvel. But yeah, that the Acolyte it's bullshit. I mean, Winnie and I watch it every week, but it's still bullshit. What they did was bullshit. Anya Thomas, I've heard rumors that actors and people on set were plinking, shooting bottles with guns, and that they got mixed up. But that's a good question. How did live rounds wind up there? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole thing. Like we were talking about it last night when Nick was doing his thing. And I said they were doing this movie set on a ranch. Tons of downtime during a movie. And it's a Western, like it's a shoot 'em up. So if they didn't have like a shooting range where they were like, like target practicing and bottles and cans and whatever, I would be shocked if they didn't have that. Because you got a bunch of dudes with nothing to do who think they're God's gift. Yeah, they have guns. Oh, come on. Wouldn't it be cool if we could do that? Of course they're going to do that. Of course they are. Jensen's from Texas. He loves guns. I can't see him not doing target practice. I can't see most of the men on this thing not doing target practice. So the fact that they're like, oh, well, we heard. Yeah, I would be shocked if they didn't have a little area outside where they're all just bing, 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 just to kill time. Just to kill time. Because let's face it, I mean, target practice, it's fucking fun. It is fun to go target shooting. But yeah, the fact that some people were like, I read a couple things on Twitter that they were like, oh, that's totally unprofessional. Oh, come on. Have you ever been on a movie set? It's all hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. You do a take for like a minute and a half, and then you have 5 hours of waiting till your next scene comes up that you have to film. So yeah, you got a lot of downtime. You're either going to sleep, eat, fuck, or play. So a shooting range, yeah, I could easily see that being there. Thomas Anderson, on the Star Wars thing, without respect, we reject. It was. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who wants to watch it because I hate doing it. But what they did in the latest episode broke my heart. It did. I watched it with Winnie, and while we were watching it, I was like, oh, this is some bullshit. What the fuck? I was so angry and like so upset over it. And he takes everything like with a grain of salt. He's they suck. But I was really upset about it. And I was just like, wow, they've really just tried to ruin. It's not they didn't get to ruin. They'll never ruin Star Wars for me. Ever. Because I love Star Wars. I mean, I grew up on it. I learned so much from the things in Star Wars. But I learned a lot about myself about watching Star Wars. Which you wouldn't think you would, but my generation, we learned everything through TV shows and movies and music because nobody else wanted to be bothered with us. And we were always left alone. So yeah, the different entertainment educated me on certain things. Which is why we all think we're invincible. But yeah, they can't ruin it. But I was really upset that they're trying to. There's no way you write the scenes that were in that episode without the intent of vilifying one of the most beloved groups ever to grace the silver screen. Like, it just, that's what bothered me the most, that somebody got their hands on Star Wars. They had this amazing opportunity to just make it better and make it huge and big and great and something else we could all sink our teeth into. And they turned around to use it as a weapon to like destroy the franchise and destroy all our faith in it. And that pissed me off. Wolfram refuses to watch anything Disney, woke, Star Wars. See, but I'm always going to watch Star Wars because I'm too curious not to. I'm too curious not to. And I'm also a rabid fan of origin stories. The further back they go, the happier I am. I loved Game of Thrones. I loved House of the Dragon more. Why? Because it tells the story of what came before. Now, if they do another one, they're going to do Hedge Knight. I'm looking forward to that. If they do something from like like Aegon the Conqueror or whatever, I'll be thrilled. I will literally be rabid for it. I will foam at the mouth until it fucking comes out and then avidly watch it every week repeatedly. I love origin stories. Not just in entertainment. I love people's origin stories. I love to find out how people's lives went so that I could see the journey that they took. That's what interests me. Any kind of history of anything interests me. I love to know why people are the way they are, how they got that way, how they got to where they are, why they're staying the way they are, why they're changing the way they are, what caused it, where'd you come from, who was around, what are the stories? Tell me everything. That's what I live for. There's nothing better than learning people's histories. And it's the same for entertainment. If there's a good storyline, I want to know how you got here. That's what I want to know. For Star Wars, I want them to go back to like the beginning of the Force, like their big bang of the Force. I want to know about it. Go back and make all those things because they could be phenomenal. Seeing people go through different like experiences in different times with different cultures and a different societal mindset. I love seeing that. I love the details. I love seeing what they go through, like the grit of it. I love the joys and the sorrows and the pain and the jubilation that they go through. Like I love all of it. That's what I live for. And they took this and said, yeah, here, we're going to tease you with some stuff you really want to know about, but fuck you, we're going to ruin it for you too. I hate that. They did that shit with the Wolverine origin story, with the whole Deadpool part of it. It just, that pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Because I was like, all right, this is not the origin story that was in the comics, first of all. It didn't go like this at all. Like, don't do that to me. It's just mean. And you said same Wolfram hubby just conforms, not me. F that. I'm not conforming. I just want to know everything. I can't argue something if I don't know it. So I got to do the research. And I always go in hopeful that they're not going to fuck it up. They almost always do. But like I enjoyed a lot of things that everybody was like, no, this is terrible. Now the Acolyte by itself is not good. It's just not. I would love to say as a standalone, I'd enjoy it. I wouldn't. I don't like the storyline. I don't like the little messages they have going. I don't like a lot of things that Star Wars is doing with the whole force heal and the divergence or whatever the fuck it's called, the duality, whatever. All of it sucks. But I want to know. I can't say it sucks unless I've seen it. So I go in hopeful. I get disappointed. I get angry. And then I vent about it. And then it's over. And then I give them another chance the next time they come out with something. Am I rewarding them for bad productions? Maybe. But like, Andor, I loved Andor. I thought it was great. Everybody's like, oh, it's terrible. I loved it. I thought it was great. Did it fit in with the whole Star Wars, like that? 50-50, men's on men's. But I enjoyed it. Obi-Wan, the Kenobi series, like, I loved it. I thought it was great. Everyone, oh, it was terrible. Da, da, da. Shut up. Those are the stories we wanted to see. I didn't think it was bad at all. I think it was very well done. It was full of action. It was full of, all the like underlying different emotions, and you knew that this was going on in somebody's head and what's motivating them to do. That's the shit that I can sink my teeth into. And I enjoyed it. But this show, this is on par with She-Hulk for me. I refused to watch She-Hulk, though. I did. Because I watched about 10 minutes of it, and I was so disgusted that I was like, I'm not watching this shit. And I sat through Echo, through Ms. Marvel. I sat through all those shows. Couldn't do it with She-Hulk. That was my limit. That was my hard limit. Nope. That was a big hard no for me. And I will never watch it. And people they'll bring it up. They're like, you saw it, right? Nope. But you watch all, nope. I'm not watching that. That was crap. Just like the end of the Daredevil thing, that was crap. The whole thing with Daredevil with her, that was crap. I hated it. And I refused to watch it. And I feel that way about Acolyte, but since it's Star Wars, I'm compelled to watch it. I feel like I have to give it a chance. He asked for me to move more to the center than the left while he got it. Oh, Lord, girl. You're so funny. Nerd said, I know that feeling. Yep. Daisy, you could dub my voice, then AI it. Oh, my goodness. That would be fun. I might do that for the one channel. You have a voice that would fit it. I gotta think about that. I might, Daisy. I might get the AI to mimic your voice. Never know. Wolfram said murder is with intent, manslaughter is accidental, essentially. Yeah, but I've seen people go away from manslaughter for longer than they would have if they got murder. Isn't that weird? Because there's different degrees of everything, but it's just, I don't know, manslaughter. It's so, I've never really understood the specifics of it, of that charge, I guess I would say. I got to look into it. I haven't really been into the whole murder, manslaughter, whatever thing. I basically tune into the court things that just have a lot of inconsistencies and a lot of judicial drama. That's what I love about the Young Thug thing. Just the amount of tomfoolery and chicanery going on in the judicial system is mind blowing. And I'm addicted to watching it unfold. And I mean, I've learned so much about law, and I'll sit there, Lidl read something out, and I'm like, no, see, that goes against da da da. I know more legal jargon now than I ever wanted to. T-Rex, involuntary manslaughter only carries a maximum sentence of 18 months in New Mexico. Oh, in New Mexico. Yeah, here you can go for 20 years. My friend Vicky, her brother went for involuntary manslaughter, and he got 20 years. Came out early and couldn't hack it, went right back in. Thomas said, trick using BCAA branch chain amino acids in chocolate. It tastes like coffee beans covered in dark chocolate. Does it really? I mean, coffee and chocolate, you can't go wrong with those two things together. You added a little bit of caramel, and that's a party. Party in my mouth. Been there, done that. I liked them in 30 Rock. I didn't watch 30 Rock. I didn't watch a lot of the popular sitcoms because I was always out. Or I was studying, or I was, but I was busy at night. And I used to read voraciously. I literally could not stop reading stuff. And I haven't read in so long. What do I read now? I read the Bible. That's what I read. I used to read fiction, erotic fiction, sci-fi, stuff like that. But I did hear a bad thing about what they're doing at Gosney. What the hell is that about? I know you all know who Steve Gosney is. Apparently, he got a new job in Miami, and they shipped him and his family out there. And some jackass wrote a article about him that they hired him, and he writes about misogyny and abusing females and sexual assault, because he wrote that whatever Death and Desire or some shit. I don't know. But he wrote like an erotic novel. Just a little thing. It was supposed to be for fun. It even says, I believe, on the book, this is not reflective of who I am. Like, it's just for fun. And they're just raking him over the coals over it. And I'm like, why do these bitches have a problem? Because they didn't have a problem with 50 Shades of Grey or 50 Shades Darker or 50 Shades Freed. That bitch had a fucking trilogy. She made friggin' millions upon millions upon millions, made more money when they made movies out of it. And that was all about him being screwed up and him like being a dominator or a dominant and whatever. And like, that was okay. Why? Because it was popular. But Steve writes this little thing and it's like, oh my God, he's the devil. Shut up. Shut up. You can't just pick and choose. I mean, obviously, if he wrote it and it's being bought, there's a market for it. It's not illegal. Hell, I doubt he could write anything that would even make me blush. Like, and I do blush. You can all be quiet. I do blush. But Steve is such a mild-mannered dude. I'm actually proud that he wrote an erotic novel. I haven't read it because, like I said, I haven't been reading shit. But I feel really bad for him that they're like going after him for this. They're bitching about it on Twitter and everything. And I'm like, dude, just leave the fucking man alone. What did he do to you? Like, people just need something to bitch about. He's the nicest guy. And they're totally trying to like bury him because of a book he wrote. Did you know that he wrote that? Like, he's supposed to be ashamed of it? Fuck you. With all the like debaucherous shit out there, he writes this like pretty innocent fucking book. And he wrote it in 2 different formats. One that was very, very mild and like PG, and the other one that had an R rating or whatever a book's R rating equivalent would be. And they're trying to rake him over the coals over it. It's so stupid. Just, I mean, I like Steve. I hope he hangs in there and just ignores the shit out of them, because if you don't give them any fuel for the fire, they go away. But I'm just the fact that somebody felt the need to write a goddamn article about it is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, how miserable of a fucking person are you? So, if anything, if you guys see Steve, just give him a little support because he's going through it right now. Tom Sanderson, if he had been butched, they would have had to change it to bitch and the sundowning. Bitch and the sundowning. It's funny. And you, well, disliked him, but you were supposed to. Made me laugh though. Yeah, well. Wait, you disliked it? Oh, in 30 Rock? Yeah, I just didn't watch 30 Rock. I didn't watch any of that stuff. Like, they had, what was it? West Wing. I didn't watch that. Third Rock from the Sun. I didn't watch that. 70s Show. Didn't watch that. None of them. I went through a whole stretch of like 15 years where I didn't watch any friggin' TV. I just watched movies and then streamed series. Don't tell Ruffalo to go play the Hulk. Damn it, he is the worst Hulk ever and the worst Banner too. Yeah, a little bit. Oh wait, Thomas Anderson, I missed one. I just hope he's not involved in or gets anything from the new Beetlejuice movie. That's all. Is he even in it? Because I thought they were missing people. I know that Winona Ryder was on board, but I don't know about anything else. I haven't really heard a lot about it. I'm so focused on the fact that Deadpool 3 comes out in less than 2 weeks. I'm so excited. So excited. And did you hear Agatha All Along comes out September 18th. I'm so excited. I really like Agatha Harkness. I do. I liked her. I like the actress that plays her too. She's just fucking funny. But I'm looking forward to that. So I got Deadpool 3 coming up that I'm looking forward to, and I got Agatha that's coming up that I'm looking forward to. Daisy said, I watched the EPA congressional hearing. Love them getting told Congress has not approved any of their insane climate rules. Yeah, this whole climate change thing, they need to stop. The weather changes. Shut up. And there's still people out there bitching about chemtrails. And I love what I see on Twitter. I'm like, oh, winning. Somebody said that it's because of chemtrails. And I just listen for the... When he's like, God damn it. Send it to me. Okay. He's so fun to wind up. Shout out to Angry Conservative who streams all the hearings and is making it easier for me to watch. Else I'll be watching now. Aw. Way to go, Angry Conservative. You got a devoted fan in Daisy. There you go. Good luck with those. I hope they bring you tons of subs. I ain't getting shit for subs. I'm losing them every day. Let's hear it for the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. I know. The power of many. Is it the power of two versus the power of many? Oh, please. Winning literally quoted that to me yesterday. I was like, you just shut up. Like, don't you start with me, because he likes to poke the bear. Nerd said, I did a rom-com as an extra, and it was 30 minutes of work with 3 hours of downtime. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what it's always like. I used to love to like go and just watch movies being made, because Hoboken, especially in like the late 80s, early 90s, they made so freaking many movies here. Because it was much cheaper to do it here than it was in New York. And we still had that old town kind of feeling. And so I got to watch tons of movies being made. And I lived here. You know, we had a business. It's weird to say that the town is small enough that I would be able to say, hey, I know so-and-so. Or so-and-so is my uncle's, best friend. Or so-and-so is my uncle. And they just let me on the set. And I'd get to watch them all day. That's how I met, Danny Aiello. That's how I got to get a glimpse of Madonna. God, I met so many people. Though, like I said, Mick Jagger and Emilio Estevez, those were my favorite. But I didn't go see them. They just walked into the gas station. And it was just like, I was dumbfounded. But yeah, I used to love watching that. But that was the thing. Like, everybody was always sitting around. And they just sit there for hours. And like all the actors, they just be sitting there with the script, just reading it again and again and again, looking bored out of their minds. But yeah, there's so much downtime. It's ridiculous. Thomas Anderson. Mark Hamill is doing plenty to vilify himself on Twitter. Yeah, that son of a bitch can go to hell. He can go straight to hell. Where he gets off spouting the bullshit that he does, I can't. You know who I have a new respect for? Rob Schneider. The one that, you can do it, water boy. That one. He is based as fuck. I mean, he's out there spitting facts nonstop, and he's got a really good way of presenting things. And it's not that, I believe him because he's a celebrity. I like what he says because he's saying what I'm thinking. He's just got the platform to do it. I'm like, yeah, go boy, go. But he's not out there slamming anybody. He's just spitting facts. And we got to keep doing that. Our whole side has to keep going for the factual shit. Let them do the ad hominem attacks. Let them do the petty shit that they accuse all of us of. And we just got to keep it above board and just keep, knocking down everything they say with pure fact. Running the same kind of game that they are is not going to get us anywhere. We have to be better. And having said we have to be better and have to be above board, Mark Hamill can still go fuck himself, because I love that man my whole life and I want to punch him in the face. Because he's not who I thought he was. And he has sunk so low and he is so blinded or so bought off that I have no respect for him. I won't watch anything he's in. I won't. When he pops up on my Twitter, I'm like, nope, nope, right past. Whoop. I hate it. I'm so disappointed. I've never been that disappointed in a celebrity ever. He really fucked up. And he doubles down on it, which kills me. Nerd said the Jedi are a modern take on Night Orders of Europe and Samurai, and for them to shit on them like they've been doing, it's an embarrassment, and George should be pissed. George should be livid. I know everybody's like, oh, he's like, I don't care what they do. I sold them. I'm done with that bullshit. When somebody takes something that you created from the ground up, and this is your whole legacy, and nobody looks at Star Wars and doesn't think George Lucas. This is a reflection on you, my man. That's gonna piss him off. He might not be able to show it, but you know he broke some shit when he friggin' found out what they were doing. You know he did, because he is not known for not being temperamental. Like they say, he blows up. The origin of the Jedi would be awesome, but not by Disney. Yep, no, Disney can go belly up for all I care. Disney has become such a ridiculous company. Such a ridiculous company. See, that's what happens. Power corrupts. And they became probably one of the most powerful corporations out there with the biggest reach and the deepest pockets. And they fucked themselves over. What they did. Yeah, they thought they were untouchable. Well, guess what? You ain't surviving without the people who pay you. You know, your money didn't come out of thin air. It came from us. And we could just as easily take that shit away. Daisy, you're welcome to use my voice anytime. Oh, you're so sweet. I love you, Daisy. I love all of you guys. I'm so glad I came on here. I feel much better, in case you're wondering. I know you know I sound better, although I'm stuffy. I gotta make sure. All right, so Eddie said he's an hour away. That was 40 minutes ago, which means I am gonna have to wrap this up so that I can get in the mindset where I don't want to punch him in the neck 9 or 10 times. Or at least I can bury that feeling. Well, from coffee and chocolate, Coffee Mate Snickers creamer. There you go. You love giving me Snickers, Wolfram. That's hilarious. But I do love Snickers. Volstorm, that dumb bitch just sold him a lot of books. Ooh. Connor, your father will be here in like 20 minutes to a half an hour. Get ready. I'm live and not muted. Here he comes. Oh my God. They can hear you. What are you doing?
I feel so bad for laughing.
Why? Okay, I'm in the middle of I'm trying to wrap up a show. What are you doing? You're what? Spit it out.
My sister got new glasses and she sent me a photo with the most over-the-top Snapchat filter I've seen in my life.
Katie got glasses? Okay. They didn't tell me, but all right. Do you like? I love what goes on in my absence. All right, go away. Show me later.
It's not.
Oh, just show me. Hurry up.
It's the fucking filter.
Hey. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, you sound like a dying vacuum. Go away. God. Oh my God, go get dressed. Jesus. Do you believe this? For real though, she's wearing glasses. She's got a filter on. And she's got this long, pink, yarny kind of hair. She looks like a friggin' bubblegum version of Raggedy Ann. It's ridiculous. And this is what she sends her brother. I'm glad she could make him laugh. Now I got to call my mother and be like, why does my daughter have new glasses? Were you not going to tell me? I can't with these people. That dumb bitch just sold him a lot of books. I don't know who the dumb bitch is. Which dumb bitch? What are we talking about? But Volstorm, y'all lost me. The reviewers tweet about it getting shot on. Yeah. Steve Gosney is maybe the sweetest person on the internet. He is. He really is. Well, a woman wrote 50 Shades. I know. A woman wrote Twilight too. God help me. You knew a man didn't write those Twilight books. There's no freaking way. No way would he make every single one of the men a big old beta. Baldwin's Trump was the worst thing to grace Stephen. You need your read it. Volstorm, I think you're trying to confuse me. I love you though. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. T-Rex, it was that Steve Gosney wrote a character who called the transit person it, and that's why the author. Who cares? That's my whole thing. He called it it. Okay, who cares? What else do you call it? That's what I call it. I was sitting there watching the Baldwin trial going, there's a tranny, there's a tranny, there's a tranny. Like there's a whole bunch of women, quote unquote women in there with dicks. Like just a whole bunch. And if all you didn't notice, shame on you. Go back and look. It's hilarious. He has his brother. He has the female Runkle. He has Vladimir Lenin. He has a bunch of trannies. I was just picking them out. And it's just like, all right, like the gallery is that what they call it? The gallery where they all sit? That was, or is it the gallery? I forget. Or not forget, but I don't know. So somebody correct me. But I had more fun looking into like the people sitting behind him than I had listening to the stupid prosecutor and the defense attorney, the opening arguments. My daughter's calling. Love you, chilling. Bye, Anya. I love you. I love you, honey. Say hi to your kid. T-Rex, also one of the characters, ordered a pizza and a pizza with pepperoni, peppers, and pineapple on it, which is just unacceptable, and that's why he should be persecuted. Pepperoni and pineapple? I mean, I could see pepperoni and peppers. I could see plain pineapple, though I don't really enjoy it. But, all right, that made me throw up in my mouth a little. Ah, God, love him, and yeah. Ellie, hi, honey. Hey, y'all, on the phone, only here for a few minutes. Oh, my God, no Star Wars nerds. I am a giant nerd. I am a huge nerd. I have been a nerd since the day I was born. How you doing, honey? I hope everything's all right. I hope that storm passed you by and you're good now. Let us know. George Lucas is why Kathleen Kennedy is where she is. He negotiated something behind the scenes for her to take over on it when he sold it to Disney. Yeah, so something he did is that's why they can't seem to fire her no matter what she does. Yeah, and she's just the devil. That woman, I swear to God, she wakes up every morning trying to think of different ways she could destroy the franchise. She's the worst. I don't know what she has on Lucas that she got that position, but good God. Nobody has done more damage to Star Wars or any other franchise, I feel, than she has. She's just, ugh. I can't. Ellie, good to see you. I was so worried about you with the weather. That's from Daisy. There's no form of entertainment that Disney doesn't control or at least have a hand in. It's impossible to boycott them. Okay, but I said this years ago, that all these big companies are all tanking on purpose. I truly believe that. I think they are tanking on purpose because in order to keep doing the message, they're going to keep getting paid by certain groups. And I think they're set up to do that. They know that they can bounce back because of their names. I mean, you think about it. They're so down in the dumps. If they actually can rebound and come back, like, how huge would that be? Everybody would celebrate it because we'd be so grateful not to be force-fed bullshit anymore. But in the meantime, they can milk that left cow as much as they can. They can get every little bit of money out of them that they can to keep pushing these damn woke narratives. And then what, depending on who wins, they could just turn it around and make the movies like they used to. And now they have all the money that they're getting from certain groups. They'll lose that and they'll go back to making their own money. Meanwhile, while they lost money, they had huge tax breaks and stuff. I'm sure there's some weird business scheme that we're not seeing that's going to keep them like afloat and thriving. At least the ones in charge of it. If not the companies, then the ones that run the companies. Because they're sitting pretty. They don't care. Ellie said, I'm in a waiting room of pregos. Would anybody know if it was me who farted? Nope. Nope. They wouldn't even suspect you. And what you should do is you should fart and then wrinkle your nose and look at somebody close to you. Deny, deny, deny. Evelyn, I'm glad you came on. I'm loving this shit show. Oh, Evelyn, you make me feel so good. You guys all do. I love you. I really do. And yeah, I might just keel over myself. My daughter just told me she's going to get her IUD removed tomorrow. She's 23 with 2 kids under 3. Why? Lord help me. Because better to have them while you're young and can chase them. Let her pez out as many as she can now. Just pop them out. Boom, 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 boom. And then make sure she has like a stopping point. Tell her like, got to be a cutoff, so that eventually you see the light at the end of the tunnel and it's not an oncoming train. But yeah, let her push them out all while she's young and her body can rebound and she can keep up with them. Girl, because having them in your 30s is hard on your body. T-Rex, oh, I agree, Shelly. They got to leave Steve alone. He's a national treasure. I mean, I'm not going to go that far. But I mean, he's a very sweet man and I enjoy him. But what they're doing is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to say the things that they're saying about him. I mean, how are you going to pick the most mild-mannered, sweet man who has like, oh my God, an unbelievable wealth of knowledge, and then just turn around and just trivialize him down to like, oh, he's just this sadistic, misogynistic, transphobic fuck. Like, oh my God, he's so not like that. Yes, he has very strict ideals. Yes, he's very big on religion and he's very high with his morals and everything else. But everybody needs an outlet for the dark thoughts or like the weird things that go through your head. And he does that. He has a way of like throwing it on the paper, and he wrote it like 1, 2, 3. So it's not like something that he spent huge amounts of time on. He banged that shit out 1, 2, 3. And we all need that outlet, because if you constantly keep it in, that's when it does harm. He's just having fun with it on paper. That's it. You get it out of your head and it's on paper, and oh, here you go. And he shared it with people. Okay. I don't see the harm in anything that he did. What I do see harm in is the fact that people go out there and they spew bullshit about him. They're writing about him like they know him, that they've talked to him. They don't know shit about him. That's what makes me mad. Everybody who draws conclusions on people that they've never had any interaction with in a way that's going to affect their life and their livelihood. Like, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous what they're doing to him. Ellie said, latest news, UC Berkeley did a study on tampons. All tampons are toxic, including organic. I mean, I would think they would be. They're literally like sucking the moisture out of you. Like all the time. And everything's, yeah, but I don't want to think about it because now I'm like, bleh. But yeah, no, tampons are bad. Ellie, do you mean R8? Eh? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Alas, I've been watching the Baldwin trial too, and boy, does Stephen make me feel old. He has a listening device and big glasses. Wait, but okay, so Stephen is the brother that was sitting behind him, right? Those glasses, the first thing I said, and he didn't even have them on, he had them on his shirt. As soon as like they panned him, I said, oh my God, is that his brother? I don't know which one it is. I said, but I know that it's his brother. What's with the Jeffrey Dahmer glasses? Because that's what those are. Those are Jeffrey Dahmer glasses. Those were you. And even Winning was like, is Alec Baldwin blind? Look at his eyes. No, he's just got icky eyes. Like he's just a squinty fuck now. But yeah, that was I was blown away. But then when I looked up the thing about when the crow, because I was like, I had to look it up to see like if Massey ever got charged, which he didn't. And it said that the crow shooting was 30 years ago. I almost fell out of my chair. I was like, there's no way that happened 30. No. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, I heard it on the radio in my car. So I had to be either 19, 20, or 21 or 22. So yeah, that was 30 plus years ago. And it was just like, because I was in the same car when I heard that Selena died, also on my birthday. My birthday's not a lucky day for most people, except Ewan McGregor was born on that day, same as me. So we're blessed. But yeah, that was not a good day for shootings. I could tell you that. But yeah, I felt really old when I read that because even I was like, did you know it was 30 years ago? The whole thing with Brandon Lee and the crow? It was like, was it? 30 years. Now I feel old. Oh, there's no freaking way. It feels like it was only like a decade ago at most. Ellie said, still no electric. They got us. Mobile cell signal. Internet came back. Yay! Daisy. Okay. Water is at a trickle and contaminated. Oh no. Do you have any kind of like water put on the side? Did you save any before the whole thing happened? Before the storm? I mean, at least contaminated water, at least you could use it in the toilet and stuff like that, but you can't cook or like wash with it. I hope they clean that up, quick for you. I hate that. We go through that in Hoboken all the time because we have so many damn water main breaks. Woo! I was sure glad tampons are not eaten. Fucking Daisy. All right, let's go. Sad thing is that people paying all that money to get the message constantly played at a loss are getting the money from pension funds and 401ks, the people that trusted them with. Yep. Not one penny of the money, say BlackRock is spending to screw things up, is their money. It's all other people's money. Well, that's what rich people do. They play with other people's money. That's what, corporations do. They never spend their own. When they say, oh, we went bankrupt. No, they had plenty of money. They just ran out of your money. They ran out of whatever extra capital, but I'm sure they got paid. No problem. And I'm sure they kept their pensions. It's all other people's and they are misappropriating it. Well, they're following the government's example. Did you know that Ukrainian refugees in the United States collect Social Security? Never paid into the system, but they're getting full Social Security benefits. I can't even get full Social Security benefits, but they can get it. Fuck out of here. I love you, Evelyn. I said Evelyn. I changed your name just in case. I'm very dyslexic today. Dang, I worded that wrong. No, you didn't. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm old and last time considered a geriatric mother. Oh yeah, when I had Connor, I was 32, and they considered me high risk because of my age. I was like, fuck you. Like my mother didn't have me till she was 33. Thomas Anderson, that reminds me of the photo with the woman who birthed like 20 or 30 kids. That was captioned with vagina. It's not a clown car. Just one after another. I watched it. It was a short today. This lady was like, somebody was telling me about me being a first time mom. She was like, hold on. And her kids follow her out in like a train. She had 9 kids. I was like, fuck out of here. I wanted 12, but I mean, I literally would have had to have like reconstructive surgery because holy shit. And her kids are like, I think they were like a year or two apart, like for the first 4. And then there was like a 6 to 8 year gap. And then there's like a whole bunch that came after that. I can attest to that. Having kids after 40 is not for the weak. No, and it's certainly not for weak pelvic walls either, because, oof, that's if you even blink, you're going to pee on yourself. Thomas, tell her to just make sure she's not going to a freelance gynecologist. Oh my goodness. That's like that thing that came out, the father of 1,000 children or whatever the hell it's called. Oh my God. Disgusting with the sperm donor thing. Our last full term baby was when I was 36 and they called me old then. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Never trust anyone who says, trust me, I'm a freelance gynecologist. I mean, role playing is fun, Thomas. Don't knock it till you try it. In your MERS, I was 36 as well, Ellie, and whew, I just think 2 babies is enough for them. Guess I'm not in charge though. Here's the thing. I think our generation went with the smaller amount of children for the most part, because what came before us, they had too many, then we had too little, and our kids are like, I'm having a ton. Meanwhile, my kids are like, I'm not having any, because they know I want to be a grandmother at some point, and they're just like, no. So, oh well, whatever. I'll just die in a house full of cats, I guess. But Thomas, Lady Awesome said, sitting behind Alec is the youngest bro, Steven. He was the wild one. Then turned all religious, and his daughter is married to Justin. What's his name? Justin Bieber? That one? She's married to Justin Bieber? Is that the one? Was he the one? I can't remember. Was Steven the one in the movie Sliver with Sharon Stone? One in the high rise with the murderer, and he was all like taping everybody's apartments and shit. It was weird. It's a weird movie. Girl, I get spring water delivered in bulk. Nice. Nice. Time for me to go later, alligators. Bye, Ellie. I hope everything works out. Keep letting us know. I mean, send us updates and shit. You know my Discord. But I'm praying for you guys. It's terrible. Like the weather is just ridiculous. My mother, now that she's in Pennsylvania, yesterday they had a tornado warning. And she called me, we have a tornado warning. I said, you have a basement. What does that mean? Go to the basement. If you hear a siren, go to the basement. Well, what am I supposed to do down there? Nothing. That's the point. Go to the fucking basement if you hear a siren. I lived in Tornado Alley for 2 years. I lived through many tornadoes. Nothing happened. Like, it's fine. You'll be fine. I'm so nervous. Oh, she lives to be nervous. Stephen Baldwin played Barney Rubble. I think played Barney Rubble in the Flintstones prequel. Did he? I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't see it, to be fair. I didn't watch this Flintstone movie because I just didn't want to. A lot of those things just don't appeal to me. Nope, Shelley, that was William. Oh, that was Billy Baldwin. Okay, in that movie. Steven is the blonde one. Okay, I couldn't tell you. The only one I really know is Alec. That's the only one. And only because I've seen him in so many goddamn movies. I liked him in that movie with Meryl Streep where they played the divorced couple and then they like hook up. And he's like, I love what you got going on down there. You've gotten full native. Like, because she doesn't like maintain down there. I laughed for a good half hour at that line. He was like, you've gone native. It was great. Anyway, I'm going to go before this jackass shows up and aggravates me. Pray for me, please, that I don't wind up in jail. Oh, he was in Biodome. Okay. Okay, now I know which one he is. But, I mean, they all freaking look so much alike. God, the genetics in that family are strong. But, yeah, I'm going to go because Eddie should be here very soon, and I don't feel like being aggravated with you guys listening because I might show a side of me that ain't nobody seen in a while. But I'm going to do my best to be nice and grin and bear it. And hopefully he won't come upstairs because we could avoid any kind of problems as long as he stays where the fuck he's at. So I love you guys. And I will see you in the funny papers. Mwah. Bye.
Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a
And doggone it, people like me.
I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists damn right, it's true. And I don't care what they might say, they'll never get us anyway. So be my Jersey girl, and take a little ride with me tonight. And let's get dirty, girl. I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. The way you turn it up, turn me on, and then you take it off. Make it hot, make it loud. We'll wake the whole town. Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.